another outfielder. They're all still on that team today, still winning tournaments, and I took the same time and invested it elsewhere. I had to plant and cultivate in a different field. Remember, there aren't many millionaires who bowl over 100. Why not? Because they left the bowling league behind to build their fortunes. Is that too large a price to pay is a question only you can answer. Remember this, whatever price you pay, there's a bigger price to pay for not doing it than the price for doing it. The price of neglect is much worse than the price of discipline. It may take a few years to put your success on track, but it takes your entire life to fail. Step 4. Start with a plan. This is the point where people are often thrown off track. The point is not to come up with the brilliant blueprint that will take you all the way to the finish line. The point is simply to come up with a plan that will get you out of the starting gate. You have to start with a plan, but the plan you start with will not be the plan that gets you there. What? That makes no sense at all. If this plan isn't going to get me to my goal, why bother designing it? What's the point? Aren't I just fooling myself with a pointless plan? People make the mistake of thinking they need the perfect plan. There is no perfect plan. By definition, there can't be, because a plan is not getting there. It's only your jumping off point. And that's the reason you need a plan. If you have no plan, there will be no jumping off. You start with a plan, then go through the process of continuous learning through both study and doing, adjusting all the time through the Kaizen of plan, do, review, and then adjust. Like a rocket to the moon, off track 97% of the time. Your gyroscope feeding information to your dream computer to bring you back on track. You need a first plan so you can get to your second plan, so you can get to your third plan, so you can get to your fourth plan. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Keep holding that as your philosophy, and you will generate the attitudes and actions you need to keep progressively realizing a better and better plan. Your starting plan is not the plan that will ultimately get you there, but you need it so you have a place to start. Don't try to figure out the whole race. Just figure out where to put your foot for the starting line. Just start. The result looks incredibly complex, but it's not. It never is. It's always the simple little things that take you there. Everything you do, every decision you make is either building your dream or building someone else's dream. Every single thing you do is either leading you away from the masses or leading you away with the masses. Every single thing you do is a slight edge decision. Chapter 11. Living the Slight Edge. Vince Lombardi. With the words, "Gentlemen, this is a football," legendary football coach Vince Lombardi began each new session of training, never taking anything for granted and always viewing each of his players as a blank slate, despite the fact that they were all seasoned pros. The first time Lombardi uttered his famous line, Green Bay Packer great Max McGee delivered his own immortal retort, "Coach, could you slow down a little? You're going too fast for us," and got a chuckle even from the unflappable Lombardi. No matter how great your aspirations, how tall the dream, and great the leap it means, the eternally repeating truth of the slight edge is that it is always built of small, simple steps, easy to do, and just as easy not to do. Don't go too fast, and don't be too proud to stop, look at your life, and tell yourself, this is a football. To the coach, the football is a single step that begins the 1,000-mile journey. The football was Lombardi's penny. Now it's time to find yours. What one simple, single, easy-to-do activity can you do, day in and day out, that will have the greatest impact on your health, your personal development, your relationships, your finances, and your life itself? In this next section, I'll ask you to walk yourself through these 5 areas of your life, one by one, to examine what they mean to you and where your dreams lie in each. And then lay out for yourself your dreams and goals, specific, vivid, and with a timeline. The price you're willing to pay, a plan to start, and finally, one simple daily discipline that you will commit to doing each and every day from now on. Go ahead now and take this stroll through your life. Take a pencil as a walking stick. The slight edge and your health. Of the three self-evident inalienable rights that ring from the American Declaration of Independence like a trumpet fanfare, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the first, without which the other two are irrelevant, is life. And the most basic condition for the free, unencumbered experience of life itself is health. There is nothing more basic than health. And there is no area of life where the slight edge is more vividly in operation, working either for you or against you. I always start with the area of health because when I'm in good physical shape, I need less sleep, think more clearly, feel better about everything, and get more accomplished. My simple daily discipline for my health is to exercise for at least a half an hour. When I started doing this, I have to admit, it didn't thrill me. That first day I went running was a real drag. I'd let myself go physically. It was harder than I expected it would be. The first day I ran for only about 10 minutes. Then, over the next several weeks, I slowly worked my way up to my daily half hour. But even before that first week was over, I actually felt better than I had in months. I usually say that the slight edge does not work quickly, but the truth is that often you'll get some positive results fairly quickly. You may not achieve your ultimate goal in a week, a month, or even a year or two, but you'll see the positive changes far sooner than you might expect. That's the way it was with my running. Take a few moments to work out your own slight edge plan for your health. You don't need to feel limited or constricted by this exercise. You can always change and modify what you write here. Use a pencil. But do yourself a favor. Don't skip over this. Actually, take the time to write down some solid ideas. You can always add to it and refine it later. In fact, you'll have to. That's how the slight edge works. You're not supposed to get it perfect the first time. After I ask each question, press the pause button and take time to write down specifics. Then press play and go on to the next question. What are your dreams for your health? Be specific and vivid. Include a timeline. What price will you have to pay? How do you plan to start? What is one simple daily discipline you commit to? Now that you've given your dream a framework and a deadline, choose to use the slight edge to achieve it. The slight edge and your personal development. In the amazing book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen said, "You will become as small as your controlling desire or as great as your dominant aspiration." Over the long term, the limiting factor is never circumstance or fate. The limiting factor is always you. In the same way, and for the same reasons, the limitless scope of possibilities is also defined by one factor, you. You already know of my passion for this area and my number one slight edge recommendation. I teach everyone I work with to read at least 10 pages of a powerful, life-transforming book each and every day. Building your own personal self-improvement library may be the single most valuable and important investment, after your personal health, that you can make. In addition to reading 10 pages a day, I also teach people to listen to a self-improvement audio cassette or CD for at least 15 minutes every day. The average person spends between 250 and 350 hours every year driving to and from this place and that. That's about 40 minutes to an hour each and every day. Is it easy to do? Easy not to do. And if you don't do it, what will happen today? But that simple error in judgment, compounded over time, will leave you a willing participant in the conspiracy of mediocrity that nibbles away at the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of the 95% who live out their days under the curse of Thoreau's famous epitaph for humanity. From Walden, the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. Listening to audios is an especially powerful slight edge tool because it can turn your downtime into uptime and double your productivity. You can drive to the store or work or school. You can jog, rollerblade, bike, or walk.